Hello, and welcome back to English Collocation Mastery. I'm Laura Jenny, and of course, I've got Ben Richer with me. Ben, how are you doing today?
Hey there, Laura. I'm doing real good. I'm excited for this one. It's right up my alley, you know? Just making English sound real, which is what it's all about.
Exactly. So, today we're diving into spotting collocations in real life, which honestly, it's the first step, isn't it? If you want to sound natural, you gotta notice how words actually go together out in the wild.
Yeah, I always tell my students, hey, if you pay close attention when you're reading or listening in English, those collocations are everywhere. I mean, like little word buddies hiding in plain sight. I remember one lesson. I gave the class a newspaper article and told them to just highlight word pairs. And wow, it was like the whole article was covered in color by the end. Turns out, the more you look, the faster you get at spotting them.
That's brilliant and totally true. There's a story, right, about Julie and Mark. She gave Mark a lift to the airport, felt desperately jealous. Then she decided to run herself a bath. Those are just so much more natural than, say, make a lift or do jealousy. Sometimes I'll even read a quick paragraph with a group and ask them to pick out all the collocations, and you can easily find a bunch, like sharp pain or give her sister a call.
Yeah, and I might be wrong, but I think a lot of people don't realize you can find new collocations just by grabbing a good learner's dictionary too. If you look up a word like sharp, you don't just get sharp knife. You see a sharp pain or sharp contrast. Make it a habit. Every time you learn a new word, check how it really appears with others.
Absolutely. It's all about training your eye and your ear. You want to feel that when run a bath comes up in conversation, it clicks for you, not just academically, but naturally. Otherwise, you're always second-guessing if you sound a bit off.
So, once you spot a good collocation, the big thing is not letting it slip away. You got to record it. Laura, what's your method for that?
Honestly, I'm a big believer in notebooks, but they gotta be organized, or I just lose everything. I write down the whole phrase if I can, or even a full sentence. And always underline or highlight the collocation bit so it jumps out at me later. For example, I don't have access to that kind of secret information. I'd highlight have access to. Or like, Jim gave me a very useful piece of advice. The highlights on gave. Piece of advice.
I love that. I mean, if you just list two words side by side, sometimes you can't remember what actually goes with what. A real sentence helps you see how it lives in the real world. Plus, when you see underline, color, or highlight, your eyes go straight there.
You know, I once had an adult learner who was absolutely drowning in new vocabulary. I convinced her to start color-coding her notebook. Blue for verbs, green for nouns, pink for adjectives. It sounds like a bit much, but for her the color trick really worked. Now, every time we talk, she'll say, "Oh, wait, that's a green word with a blue word." And honestly, it sticks better that way.
Right on. And don't be afraid to get creative. I tell students, draw arrows, boxes, whatever makes those combinations pop out. The goal is just to make sure they don't vanish in a sea of random notes, you know?
Yeah, do whatever works for your brain. The point is, treat collocations like friends you want to remember. You wouldn't just scribble their names and forget about them. Write them in a way you'll come back to.
All right. So you found a collocation, you wrote it down, or color-coded. If you're feeling fancy, but how do you actually keep it in your head? Laura, what do you recommend?
Top tip? You've got to review them regularly. There's no magic shortcut there, unfortunately. And don't just read them. Use them. Try making your own personal sentences. So instead of make an effort just floating on its own, you might say, I had to make an effort to wake up early this morning. Attaching them to your real life makes them 10 times stickier.
Couldn't agree more. Plus, and I'm kind of big on this, you can group similar collocations together. Maybe by topic, like all your travel phrases, or by a keyword. So everything with way, find your way, lead the way, get in your way. Makes them easier to remember as a set.
Yeah. And here's a fun one. I get students to correct collocation mistakes. I'll give them a list like do an effort or have some shopping. Their job is to rewrite them the natural way, so make an effort or do some shopping. It really makes you pause and think, wait, which verb does this word actually want?
And then, just to spice it up, I sometimes run this game I call the Collocation Challenge. You split into teams, get a card with a new collocation, and got a race to make the best sentence. First team to finish wins. Suddenly, everybody's laughing and nobody forgets lead the discussion. After that, I guarantee it.
I love that. Because, honestly, when collocations are fun, they get stuck in your memory. So don't just recite them. Use them, play with them, correct them, group them. All right, I think we're out of time, Ben. Any last thoughts?
Just keep your eyes and ears open. Collocations are everywhere if you know to spot them. And have fun with it. Thanks for listening, Laura. Always a pleasure.
Right back at you, Ben. Thanks, everyone, for joining us on English Collocation. Keep practicing, and we'll be back soon with more tips to help your English sound even more natural. Take care.